Welcome back to another episode of the Equipment Room Exchange. Jacob is still dancing. He's having a grand old time over there. Now, Jacob, as you can see, I'm back on my side of the desk. You're back on your side of the desk. You know what that means.
I'm dizzy. That's what that means.
That is true. He is dizzy after spinning that much.
Spinning.
Well, we let his cerebellum reconfigure itself. At least I think that's the part of the brain. We're not a science show. Let's go ahead and let's get right into it. So, viewers, as you know, we did an interview with Les Thompson to start off this year. Thank you once again to Les. Very appreciative of
Shout
him,
out
the
Les.
hype man
He's
of hope. Awesome dude. On the camera, off the camera, the nicest person. Absolutely love him. Happy to say I didn't wear it today, but we talked about the Fuzz Blaster a little bit, and 2 games in a row now, he shot the Fuzz Blaster off, and I've gone whoop, up and pulled one of them bad boys down. So, we're feeling pretty good about it. What I will say, this episode is a bit delayed. Obviously, we are in week 5 or 6, something like that.
Week 6.
Week 6 of school. Little bit of a late start. We get it, viewers. We've had some issues to start off the semester.
6.
Issues is one word.
Issues is, yeah.
And we'll get into those as we get into the show. But the important thing is we're back.
We're
back.
so back.
We're so back. Give me
Yippee
some, Jacob.
moment.
Oh,
Heck yeah.
Boom. We're so back. So now that we are back and we are ready to go, we've got a phenomenal episode lined up for you.
Heck
So,
yeah.
Jacob, let us
What's
start
up?
recapping the summer. Jacob, would you like to begin with your summer?
Sure. I was here. I was here the entire summer.
Thank you for that recap, Jacob. Thank you.
No, I mean, I was here. I had to take class over the summer in person because the community college back home, I was trying to take my class in. Was a pain in the butt. So
Those sons of guns.
Yeah.
Can't trust them.
So nope. So I had to take class here. actually took 2 classes here, but one was online, so we were chilling with that. Got through those. I worked here over the summer. Got to go through, check, catalog some of our new equipment and fun stuff like that. Got to slowly build up and prepare for the pregame show, and then kind of just handle the chaos when the studio just decided to collectively blow up near the end of the summer. So that was fun. Let's see. I went back home at the beginning of the summer and the end of the summer to go spend some time with my fam. I went out of town to my grandparents' ranch for 4th of July. That was awesome. Shout out that. That was
the grandparents.
That was a grand time. And then I think that was pretty much my summer.
There you go. That was pretty
much it.
That's a pretty epic summer, if you ask me.
It was chill. It was a chill summer.
Good. We like a good chill summer. You know, obviously glad you were holding things down here on the on the way out. As I'm getting messages from one of our anchors right now, allow me to check that really quickly. It's not today's anchor. We are all good. So
Nerd.
it's Thursday's anchor, and not that one. Peyton's behind the camera. Shout out Peyton Little. Shout out Peyton Little.
Time.
What a highlight of coming back to Stillwater, seeing Peyton Little's beautiful face.
Yes, 100%. I got the joy of seeing Peyton every other day.
I was jealous.
Which was
I was
awesome.
jealous.
I love you, Peyton.
We love you, Peyton.
Yeah.
All the love to Peyton and the Littles. We love the rest of the Littles too.
Shout out the Littles. They're awesome.
They are the best. We love them. And we almost had to get into a fight for Mrs. Little at 2 football games now because they are now season ticket holders, correct, Peyton? Congratulations,
Congratulations
to the
to
Littles.
them.
For Cowboy football. And the problem is because they're new season ticket holders, they're over by the opposing fans, and there's been some heckling going on, and nobody will talk to Mrs. Little like that on my watch or Jacob's watch. We will fight people.
We will fight people.
We will fight
go
people.
to war, especially because I despise away fans. They just annoy me.
So true.
They don't do anything specific. They just annoy me in general. So, yeah, I'll be glad to fight some away team fans.
We will be going to war. Get ready for the march.
Heck yeah.
It's not going to end well for opposing fans.
No, it is not.
But moving back into the summer, obviously I had an eventful summer too.
Yes.
I was supposed to be here over the summer, ended up going back home for the summer for an internship that I kind of received real late in the game. I think we had finished filming ERE by the time I got the offer.
I
think we had one more episode.
We had this
right, we had one more episode.
episode.
So fans are aware, I interned at Fox 5 WNYW in New York City over the summer. I worked with Good Day New York. It was amazing. I cannot I can't put into words how awesome it was to get to work in a real newsroom, to get to work with professionals, to get to work around people who actually know what they're doing. For once, and not like with people, who not necessarily don't know what they're doing, but act like they know what they're doing.
It's amateur. It's amateurs here. It's professionalism out there.
Exactly. And so to get to people, industry professionals, people who have worked in broadcast for 30, 40 years, and just kind of get to pick their brains and stuff like that. And to make these great connections, obviously I can't shout out everybody, but, Ryan Christopher, Crystal Young, Rosanna Scotto, Kurt Menefee, Alyssa, who's one of the line producers. Alyssa, oh my God. funny story about Alyssa. So Alyssa would sit behind me, right? So like my desk would face here, she was over there, and she would face the other way. And so we would turn and we would gossip all the time. Love Alyssa, so much fun. My last day, she was like, Tyler, who's gonna slay now that you're gone? I was like, Alyssa, you're gonna have to slay. And she was like, I can't do all the slaying by myself. I was like, I don't know what to tell you then. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to pick it up.
Slay from Stillwater.
I'm gonna have to slay from Stillwater. So shout out Alyssa, I'm slaying from Stillwater. Don't worry. I also want to shout out Gabrielle. She was a trainee when I started there, and then she ended up getting hired as a PA, production assistant.
Heck yeah.
So congratulations to her. That was the person who kind of trained me on the systems there, and was really my first friend in the building. So love her. She's awesome. And then also want to shout out Denisa, Nadella, Anthony Lopez, two of the segment producers I got to work with. Yesenia Torres, she was the senior producer there. Love her too. I mean, everybody was just amazing. Like I said, I can't shout out everybody, but they were all awesome. And I did actually get to make my on-camera debut for Fox 5. Got to make an on-camera debut for Good Day New York.
That's pretty sick.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
About Goodwill. Can we roll the clip?
That's insane.
Come sit down next to me. Now, earlier you were saying that you also got a suitcase from Goodwill.
Yeah.
Goodwill is good to him.
Goodwill is great to me. It's not just good. I don't get just clothes. I get like kitchen pans, pots, things like that. You can find everything at Goodwill. And the greatest part about it is not only is it a great price, which is the reason I started going there, was the financial reasons, but also you're kind of helping the environment a little bit because you're recycling stuff as well.
Don't we love this?
We do love
You
it.
know, Tyler's growing up before our very eyes.
Rosanna, you getting a little misty? You're like, what's happening
First of all, I'm getting
So that was awesome.
Yeah.
It was really funny. Crystal, who is the reporter I was sitting next to, Crystal Young, she was walking by me and a couple of the other trainees, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm doing this segment on Goodwill, you know, blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Oh, that's so crazy! All of my clothes come from Goodwill." And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's legitimately the only place I do clothes shopping at is Goodwill." And so we got to talking, and I told her I had this suit, and so I was wearing that suit you saw as my gray suit that has since been retired for a reason we'll get into. But so I was talking about that, and she was like, "You know what, Tyler?" She's like, "You've done such a great job for us this summer." She's like, "I want to get you on camera. So when we do it, I'm gonna have you join me on the couch." She was like, and make your debut. I was like, that would be awesome. So I got to do that. That was awesome. But the funny story about that is that suit is machine washable. Which a lot of suits are not, but that suit is machine washable. So I've washed it a few times, you know, obviously, as you do when you wear something. And like I wash all my clothes, right? And so I get back to my dad's house, and you know I'm there for a couple weeks, and I've worn my dress clothes and stuff, and all of them are machine washable. And I throw them into the washer there, and I wash them, and they come out, and they are about a size smaller. And
Yikes.
my dad was like, "Yeah, obviously you didn't use a washing machine right." I'm like, "Dad, I'm telling you, I put it on the settings I use at my place in Stillwater. I don't know why it shrank." So I pull out that suit to wear for that segment, and it was already about like a glove, it fit like a glove. And so I put it on, and my thighs were about to explode out of the side. And so I put it on, and the pocket went and ripped off. And I was like, "Oh my God, no, I have to wear this on air tomorrow. Like this isn't good." So I had to teach myself how to sew and sit in there and get in there and sew it. Well, I got it sewed on. I got the pants on. I do the segment. I stand up and I hear, and I was like, we're off camera. We're good.
Let's go.
It held. That's all.
R.I.P. that suit.
R.I.P. that suit. But so another person I want to shout out real quick is the weather guy there, Mike Woods. Mike's hilarious. Love him. He was kind of the guy I emailed and kind of helped me get into Fox with. And so getting to work with him over the summer was great. We took a picture. We did a pool party segment. It was on like a rooftop, so I got to go to like a rooftop in New York. And so like that was awesome. We got to film a segment there, and then the last couple of weeks I spent there, in my off time, I would go and I would clean out like this prop closet, and so that's my lasting impact. Is I've cleaned out this big prop closet, and it's now usable. Like you couldn't even open the door when I got there, and now it's usable. So it's just, I mean, there was some menial work in there, obviously, but on the other side of things, I got to meet so many cool people. I got to meet one of the original Ghostbusters. Like it was so many cool people. It was such a great experience. I cannot say enough nice words about the people there. I cannot say enough nice words about the experience. So I just want to once again say thank you to Fox 5, and thank you to hit the mic. Thank you to Fox 5, and thank you to everybody who kind of helped me on the internship this summer. I love all of you guys. Very happy with that.
Shout out them.
Other part of my summer, as you know, I like to stay active. I like to lift weights. I like to go out for my runs in the morning and everything. And I was doing pretty good. I was very consistent. You know, I was lifting about 4 times a week, running every morning, or at night on the days that I would work, because I would get up at like 2:30 and get on a train. So for Fox.
Crazy.
around June, end of June, I was squatting 175. So nothing heavy. All right, just 175 just for reps.
I can do that.
Just that's what I'm saying. It was pure rep scheme. Like I was on my first. It's 4 sets of 6. Like it was just kind of not bad at all, right? Just kind of a warm up, getting into it because I was doing leg day and I wanted to get my legs nice and primed and prepped. So I was like, let me do 4 sets of 6 on 175 and I'll be ready to start my workout. I'm finishing the first set. I go down for 5 and I come up. I'm like, okay. And I was feeling a burn. I was like, this is good, perfect, nice little warm up. And I go down for 6 and I lost my balance and I leaned forward. And I'm telling you, it felt like somebody reached into the bottom of my spine and just went like that. And I was like, but I lift on concrete, right? Because it's my basement. So I can't drop the weight. So I'm like, all right, I got to stand up. So I stand. And as I'm standing, it just felt like somebody was like, wham, with like an axe right to my spine. So I was like, and now I'm going down. So I drop the weights because I'm like, unfortunately the concrete's gonna crack. I'm not, like, I don't wanna die. So I drop the weight and then I'm like, okay, I'm unloaded. I can't get down on the ground because I will be stuck. So I go to stand and I'm telling you that third stand, that really did it because it felt like somebody, I'm telling you, it felt like somebody just went, wow, my spine ripped it out and I fell over and all of a sudden I'm stuck and I'm like, couldn't move. Had to have my family come help me off the ground. And turned out I herniated a disc in my back rather badly. So that I would spend most of my summer rehabbing that in between internship. So the train was so much fun. But we're back to the point where we're kind of nearing about 85%. I haven't started lifting heavy yet, but I've started lifting again. We're kind of building it back up. But so that was interesting over the summer. Was dealing with that. Definitely still in some pain. but we live. So, serious injury, serious internship, they go hand in hand. It's what I do. So that was fun. And then final part of my summer, I got the chance to go to Cape Cod for a few days and kind of camp out up there. Truth be told, I camped out in my car because I was like, I'm not paying for lodging. It's expensive up there. Yeah. But I got to see a sunrise up at like Race Point Beach up at the top, and that was awesome. And then I also later in the summer went camping up at Acadia National Park. And that was awesome. It is absolutely gorgeous up there. Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Where's that in? What state?
That's in Maine. That's in Maine.
Okay.
And I also got a jar of like fresh blueberry like jam. Ooh. Delicious. I put it on some French toast that I made. So good.
That sounds awesome.
But so that's kind of the recap of both of our summers, I think. So when we return, we will kind of start talking about what happened in the studio. We'll be back right after this.
My name's Kayla. I've been here since the beginning, so 4 years. Scratch is more focused on farm and mostly made in Oklahoma products, keeping it local. Sustainability is our biggest thing. That's one of the reasons why this place opened.
I've been the chef here at Scratch for 2.5 years. Started here as a line cook. Our food and drinks are a bit separate entities almost inside the restaurant. So the food is now up to 85% of the products we bring in are raised or grown locally. It's all based off of things that I grew up eating in southern Oklahoma, the things my grandparents ate.
Fresh food, clean food, organic food, sustainability, that's all of our thing. From front of house to back of house, we're able to maintain both with freshness. But made in Oklahoma means we get it straight from the farms that are 20, 30 minutes, another little county away. We get it straight from them.
I'm Travis Taylor. I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States. When I taste something on our menu for the first time, the first thing I go is, that's Tulsa.
Welcome back to the next segment of the Equipment Room Exchange. Obviously, I spent a lot of the last segment yapping about my summer.
Yes.
So now, Jacob, I want you to go ahead and yap, and can you just run us through what exactly went wrong in the studio? Because a lot went wrong. like heavy amounts of things went wrong, but can you just run us through
let's see. I'm trying to think. Okay, so if we have some things that have been long due issues. For example, our live system with can I name drop the
You can name
brands?
drop it.
Okay, with our Dejero units and with our Engos, that makes it to where you can go out to, like, for example, if we wanted to go out to Boone Pickens Stadium and record live from here and be able to see it in here and show it from here, that's what those units do. Those have been fried since our freshman year, our first semester.
Homecoming week of our freshman year.
Yeah, so those have been donezo for quite a while, and we've been trying to get them up and working. And we did as much, Len and I did as much as we could do from our side of things to get them up and running. We just needed a couple of IT people to come in and do some of the other missing the links that they can do.
Shout out Cass IT.
And they didn't come at all over the summer. As a matter of fact, they finally got up here like a week and a half ago. So that was fun. That was one of the things that me and Landon really wanted to knock out that summer, and we didn't, because we did all we could and we couldn't do anything else. Another thing was two of our pedestals for the cameras are somewhat slightly busted. We got a new pedestal in to replace one of them.
One of them was very busted.
Yeah, one of them was leaking really badly.
Yeah.
That one was the one that we replaced. We did that one end of July, beginning of August. So that was cool. We did get that done. And then we were trying to also get some new replacements in and get some of the new teleprompters fixed up. Haven't been able to quite figure out that yet. We'll probably get that figured out at some point in the near future.
Should be fine.
But that was one thing. And then, lovely, the one that really stunk.
The final blow, if you will.
The worst part of this was I think it was in Peyton. You can back me up for that. Was it in June when you came in and it was a really loud beep? I think that was June, because
it was right before I left on vacation.
Yeah, so it was probably middle of June when Peyton worked for half of his time here he was working with the College of Arts and Sciences. His other half was an internship in OKC. So when he was here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, he'd come in early and go to work. And he came in one day and there was a loud beep in the studio. And I think he messaged our group chat, and I was like, I'll go look at it when I get in there. I had class. I think it wasn't Friday. I think it was like a Monday or Wednesday. I had class from 10:30 to 12 to 11:45. I think was my class time. So I didn't usually get in here till about noon every day. But I came in, walked up there. There was a really loud ringing. Had no idea where it was coming from. So now we text Landon about it. He goes in, and at one point, I guess he figured it out that it was our lovely graphics system. And so he turned off the graphics computer and was trying to reboot it for most of the summer, and it just never came back alive. It was dead.
It did for a second. There was one day, Landon and I were up there. We got it to reboot. And then, so we got in, and it froze. And so we turned it off. We turned it back on. And it wasn't frozen. We're kind of looking at it, but it's beeping. It's a very loud beep. And so Landon's like, well, let me try something, because it wasn't. And the other thing was the program wasn't loading. So it's like we couldn't even use it. It was up. And so that's when.
We reset it again, and then you couldn't get it back on to work. You could get to the reset screen to kind of fix some of the.
You got into the utility screen.
Yeah, the utility screen to kind of fix some stuff up, and but you never were able to get back into the main monitor for graphics. So we are running this semester, probably longer, without a graphics computer.
Yes. So,
hooray!
For all of you equipment rumors out there who watch the Daily O, that is why there is no lower thirds. That is why there's no crawl. That's why there's no bug. As you all know, we worked very hard to get those created last semester and kind of workshopped and figured out.
Yeah.
And onto the newscast. So it was a bit of a crushing blow to kind of get in here and 2 weeks before the semester start. Yeah. It just go down. So for the last couple of weeks, Jacob, myself, Landon, we've been trying to get stuff working in here. We've been trying to find workarounds. We went into a case in the back of the studio that we found out was a mobile live unit, like a live studio.
Was that big?
Yeah, it's that big case back there. But there's no graphics computer in there for us to harvest. So there's no workarounds at this time. Max Andrews.
There's one workaround, which is what we're using right now.
Yeah, that's true. There's one workaround. Max Andrews has done a very good job trying to work with Chiron to get Chiron Prime up here and hasn't been successful. So we're waiting on the university obviously collects tech fees from the students for the major to be used around the building for technology.
Yeah.
And the problem is the tech fee amount is the exact same amount as the new graphics computer will cost. So now it's a question of, will the professors kind of okay spending all of the money in one spot? Now, they should.
Yeah, because that's kind of a big deal.
You kind of need it for the studio to be fully operational. The question is, what will they do? We don't know yet. At the earliest, that'll be fixed over winter break. So unfortunately, we'll be running no graphics for most of the year. What we're doing right now is using the video playback system called Tria that we have access to in here. And Tria is allowing us to create and use graphics. But they're just video graphics. So it's just either, a video of a source or photo slideshows, things like that. You can't do full screens. You can't do over the shoulder. But without graphical elements.
Right.
There's really no way to kind of do like over the shoulders. You can't do transparent on there. You can't do anything with the transparent. So no lower thirds, no crawl, no bug, nothing like that. So it obviously becomes an issue. In that regard. So that is an interesting kind of problem that we've been dealing with.
That's why most of our shows look a lot different or somewhat different than they did last year. I had a whole bunch of graphics made for the pregame show we produce, and had to completely scrap all of those because they were mainly lower thirds. They were pretty sick lower thirds too.
They were
I was
awesome.
Really happy
I can attest.
And I was getting ready to put them in, and I was finishing up, and I was getting ready to start week 1 graphics on them. I was like, then it dawned on me, wait a minute. Tria doesn't want to do anything transparent video formats.
Nope.
No, that means no lower thirds. So then I had to quickly scramble and I've been able to make some full screens and get kind of back up to where I was. But it's taken, 4 or 5, 3, 4 weeks.
It's taken a while
to redo all that. And obviously we're not a super graphic heavy show, but we were running a lot more graphics by the end of last year.
And we had plans to run a lot more graphics this semester.
Yeah, we're kind of
painted into a corner.
And
there's not a whole lot we can do with that.
Poor Man Listen.
Their show is entirely graphical.
They don't have
got the L bracket.
Yeah, no more L graphics, which is very, very sad.
It is very sad.
Well, we're getting through it though. It's
we're
just not necessarily at the graphical standpoint that we wanted it to be at, but we're getting through it. The content's still the same. We're still the same.
Yeah.
We're getting through.
We're still here. But if any of you equipment roomers know a donor who's looking to support a college like Oklahoma State University and wants to donate a new studio or at least a new graphics computer,
studio would be crazy.
We appreciate you.
Just pull up
Just
one
know
day and
I will give you a firm and crisp handshake. Just one of these right here. Just one of those guys right there, and you'll have my eternal gratitude.
Of course. Matt, what would you do if someone just came upstairs one day and was like, guys, I have a new studio for you, and it's just like, there's like 3 giant 18-wheelers out there, and it's just like you just put the studio together. What would you do if that happened?
That might be the one that gives me a heart attack. I'm not gonna lie. Just out of pure joy, I'd just be like.
Question: where would we put if we had something like that? Where would we put? Because obviously this is kind of just like a boxed-in studio. Do you want to? What if we put our new studio on the roof? Like
the roof wouldn't hold a new studio.
Oh, that's true.
The roof would come crumbling down on top of us.
What if we put it on top of Boone Pickens?
Let's just take over
that. You think they'd allow a studio?
Yes,
up there?
OSU Athletics would definitely allow that to happen.
I think we would. Right, guys.
No, realistically, you take over maybe the KOSU booth and do it in there,
probably.
but you gut this and just rebuild it.
Yeah.
Or new building.
Good one.
Casey Strom, Dr. Strom, Board of Regents, maybe,
and by maybe I mean
10 years from
not.
now, possibly.
Probably not.
Once the building starts collapsing, I think they'll go ahead and they'll
once
rebuild
enough
it.
rooms get condemned and stuff.
That's true.
We'll probably get
We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. It's one of the oldest buildings on campus. It's nothing crazy.
I think it's third oldest behind the library and Old Central. I think.
Yeah,
now,
I believe you're correct.
Because it hasn't been rebuilt
been here
or anything.
for over 100 years.
Yeah.
So
fun stuff.
A lot of asbestos in here. I mean, not asbestos. A lot of memories. Memories. That's what I meant. Memories.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Yes. For legal reasons, we have no proof that there is asbestos in this building.
No. Now that I'm looking at it, shout out these lights, because on one actually. There was a piece of that light that wasn't working on Saturday. That's funny.
The light over there was blinking during the newscast on Friday, and now it works. So
That's
I don't know.
awesome.
I don't know.
Also in the show on Saturday, it was me and Aaron were up there along with a couple of our crew people.
Yeah.
And literally you can probably go back in the show and find it. I think it was in the 3rd segment where literally like the lights just like flickered, but it was like clear with these lights. You can tell that it was just like. And me and Aaron just kind of were both like
oh no,
we're like, what just happened? And so that was funny.
I can't take much more.
Yeah, if the lights had gone out, that would have been really interesting.
I just slide the resignation letter over to Landon. I'd be like, there you go.
That'll be wraps.
That one's gonna do it for me.
Yeah. Nothing will ever top that I don't know. Were you there for that gaming live stream?
Oh, for the earthquake?
For the earthquake?
No, I was asleep. I was knocked out asleep too. Because I woke up and somebody in one of my class group chats was like, "Is this the rapture?" And I was like, "What is going on?"
That was the funniest things. That was a cursed live stream to begin with video games.
I know.
And then the earthquake at the end of that. That was fun. We were just like, should we leave? And we were like, nah, we're fine. So we just kept playing the game. That was really funny.
That's up there. That and then the tornado hitting Stillwater during the Heartland Award live stream.
Oh yeah, when the alarms went off.
Yeah, I was like, everybody to the Union. I was like, I'll be right behind you. And then I was like, I'm not going.
Yeah.
And
that was funny.
Grand old time.
Was there actually one like near? Because like I remember the sirens going off.
Yeah, it was up at the airport.
Really?
Yeah, just outside of the airport.
That's funny. We're not going to talk about my response to when I heard the tornado alarms because let's just say I would have, of course, 100% went and hid in the central room and was waiting out that tornado warning. I wasn't doing anything else.
I wasn't. I was in the studio.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even know that. Because we're right by our house is right by the airport.
It is.
It's somewhat near the airport.
It's a couple. I mean, it's closer.
It's closer
than here.
Yeah. So that's kind of funny. I didn't even know it was that close.
Yeah, it's grand old time. But anyways,
shout out that.
Before Jacob exposes himself for doing unsafe activities during natural disasters. So the studio is in shambles right now. It's kind of hanging on by a thread. Landon is doing everything he can to keep it running and keep us running.
Yes.
And we're doing everything we can to keep the shows going. So we'll keep producing content. We're still here. The cameras are still here. And then we still have a live platform. So that means we will still be going out.
Yes.
We will still be broadcasting. We'll still be doing all that stuff. With that in mind, I also wanted to quickly touch on, we'll probably get into this in the next segment.
Yeah.
Because I know we're running a little low on time in this one. But Ocali TV is looking pretty darn good recruitment-wise this semester.
Heck yeah. Shout out everyone who came to the meeting and has continuously helped out and supported.
Shout out all the new people who are getting involved.
Shout out them. They're awesome.
To put that into perspective, at the end of last semester, we had, I think, about 50 people in the group me, maybe a little, and active members probably sitting in the 30, 35-ish range. What was that? Talking about 20 seconds. So I think we're going to have to send it to commercial break then. But that's okay because we can break down the numbers upon... Oh, no, it's 30 seconds. We still have a second. So we have about 35 active members. Currently, there's 94 people in the group me for Ocali TV right now. So that's quite the increase, something I'm very happy about.
Next year.
We're triple digits next semester or next year.
That'd be awesome.
One of the two. That would be awesome. That's going to be the goal. But we'll talk a little bit more about Ocali TV right after this break.
Deep Fork Foods started in 2014. We started off with our nut products, and now we produce everything from jarred products to cookie mixes and pancake mixes and dried products for people, as well as our spice blends. Now we produce over 168 different products for ourselves and about 20 to 30 other companies in Oklahoma.
I'm Cindy Stewart. I'm one of the owners of Deep Fork Foods. We've gone from just making our own stuff and doing just small things to being able to co-pack and work with other companies and individuals within Oklahoma and across the United States as well.
I'm just really thankful for the journey that we've had so far and really look forward to the future where we're taking Deep Fork Foods and being able to provide more value for Oklahoma and its economy, as well as all the people within the state.
I love the opportunities that being in the food business provides. I absolutely love sharing food and good stories with people, so this just gives us another connection. And I can't wait to see where this path takes us with it.
Ace in the Bowl Salsa started many, many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly unique. Ace in the Bowl Salsa is an olive oil based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten free, low calorie, low carb, low fat, low sodium. So it's a very, very, very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
Welcome back to the next segment of the... Oh, Jacob went a little too far. Jacob, come back. Come back, Jacob.
Here.
To the equipment room exchange. You know what I forgot?
What?
We never introduced ourselves.
No, we did.
It's our show. We don't have... No, I'm kidding. I'm Tyler Traboti.
I'm Jacorbin time.
Yes, he is. So, Ocali TV, I believe, was the topic of conversation.
Yes.
So let's get back into it. So, for Ocali TV, recruitment at the wazoo.
Heck yeah.
Bunch of people.
Yeah.
Love it. So hot in this studio that we had to, I was like, get out of here. Everybody, we're leaving a little early. Let's wrap it up.
Shout out other things breaking in the studio. Shout out the normally freezing cold studio and the AC for the
Just
studio.
not
just
working.
broke and they haven't fixed it yet. So now when the AC goes off at 5 o'clock every day, which is still absurd.
And you know what I've noticed? It only goes off in the studio in 317 because everywhere else in the building is still cold.
Yes, it gets really hot upstairs. It gets really hot in 317. I don't know why.
317
it gets so hot
is
in there.
insanely
Probably
warm.
because of the giant window and heat rises and all that fun physics stuff. But there was I forget what day it was, but I came down here and I was like, it's after 5. I'm on the first floor. Why does it feel like the AC's still on? Go up to the third floor, dead. I'm like, what are we doing? What are you doing?
So it seems they've turned the AC on in the entire building except for the room we work in and the studio.
Yeah.
So, the studio AC is broken.
and the third floor and just in general, because the third floor does get really warm.
It does, but it's still cool in the hallways.
Yeah. I don't know.
All I'm saying,
Strange.
it's messed up.
Yeah.
It's messed up.
Anyway.
Either way.
Continue.
But yeah, so shout out to all those people. We love having that many new faces. We've got a lot of great people. We've got APs on every day. We've got multiple crew people. We've got a bunch of different presences. I mean, the Daily O's looking great, having a lot of talent, a lot of influx of talent.
Yeah.
So it's been really fun to see. And obviously, you've got the pregame show, which is going great as well.
Yeah.
A lot of influx of talent there as well. Do you want to touch on that?
Yeah. I mean, it's going. I mean, it could always be better, just because graphics. That's my strong suit, but it's for given the circumstances, I think it's going pretty good. I'd probably say it's probably the show that looks if it was at full strength, it would look the best that I've done. I think it's definitely better than and at least in terms of on-camera stuff, probably better than what it's been the past 2 years that I've been a part of it. So
it was better than freshman year.
Yeah, just about anything's better than what happened freshman year for the show. But other than that, yeah, I think it's been going good. We're getting better each week. Graphics are increasing each week, so that's what I just look forward to. Just moving on, getting 1% better each show. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. But Equipment Rumors, obviously, you're not here just to hear about Ocali TV. You're not here to hear about the studio woes. You're not here to listen to us complain. You're also here to listen to us talk about how we dominate intramural sports.
Heck yeah.
Ocali TV is back.
We're not going to talk about fantasy sports.
We're not going to talk about fantasy sports. There's no need to mention that.
There's no need to mention that.
But Ocali TV is back in the intramural game.
Heck yeah.
The O-Busters. Have arrived.
Baby. Heck yeah.
Obviously, last year, I forget our team name for flag football.
I don't remember.
I don't remember
it was like
either.
The Ballers. Yeah, I can probably look it up.
Yeah, you find that out.
I can figure it out.
The point is we're back this year, and we are the O-Busters.
Heck yeah.
And let me tell you something. The O-Busters have claimed their first victim. Last Tuesday, was our first game. In fact, as soon as we get done here, we're headed over to the field.
We're going to go ball.
We are going to go ball. But last week was our first match. And so we went in there. We went in there with lofty expectations. Originally, I also do trivia on Tuesday nights. So it was a little tough because I wasn't sure if I was going to be there last week before halftime. I knew I was going to get there, but I wasn't sure if I was going to get there before halftime. And I ended up making it. What was it?
We were the JV All-Stars last year. That's what we were.
That summed up that team.
Yeah, that was right.
We went 0-4. Oh, no, 0-5.
We went 0-5 because we somehow made the playoffs. And
we made
lost.
the rec bracket.
We made the rec bracket playoffs, but still lost.
Yeah, it was rough. But not the point. The point is we officially have a W under the belt. We have a new quarterback in Charlie. What is Charlie's last name?
Poet.
Charlie Howitt.
Poet. Like
Poet. I'm sorry, I heard an H.
Oh.
Charlie Poet. So shout out Charlie, who is both a mobile quarterback and an accurate quarterback, which is something
great decision making.
Great decision making. 3 things we were sorely missing with our quarterbacks last year, as well as we also have a returning cast, including state champion cornerback Jacob Patterson.
Hi, guys.
Absolutely ran a man down last week. Dude was a touchdown for sure, and Jacob said, not on my watch. He saw the ring appear on his finger, and he said, not on my watch, and he dove, and he said, wow.
I don't know if I dove.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't dive.
Let me paint the story for you. Let me.
I did run him down though. He probably should have not, stopped and tried to juke me out because why would you dive on me?
Can't juke out Jacob Patterson. Come on, stop that.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know I had that. I still had that speed in me.
What a silly goose! I knew you did.
I feel like I used to have 3 gears that I could get up to, and slowly
you just unlocked
in time,
overdrive.
I feel like I've only got one, and but I somehow got to that second gear on last Tuesday.
You mean to
Ran
tell me
down
there's
that
still
guy.
a third gear?
Probably.
Whoa.
Probably. That's not coming back anytime
I don't
soon.
know.
That only happened when I was working out with track in my junior year.
I thought that was Tyreek Hill out there for a second.
Yeah,
so.
you know me. Zoom. Huzzah.
It was beautiful.
Anyway, I also had a pass breakup.
did.
But shout out this guy over here. Being an absolute stud, tackling machine,
Thank you.
blitzing machine, and... no, I'm not going to say that.
Please don't. Please don't say what you're about to say. Please don't.
Dang it.
It's a family show.
He was an absolute baiter because he baited someone into throwing him the football and got an interception. Shout out Tyler for being an absolute baller on that field. Shout out Devin too for also
Devin,
getting
absolute
a pick.
ball hawk.
and mossing someone. That
Yeah,
was pretty
Devin, receiver of the century.
Yes.
Were you by any chance going to call me perhaps a master of? What word did you use? Baiting?
Baiter, yes.
I
Yes,
see.
that's
That's
why.
good to know. That's good to
Yes.
know. Yeah. So no, what Jacob is referring to is I was on a 2-man blitz with Peyton. Peyton was setting the edge, and I was getting in there, and I was picking up sacks and everything, like it was nothing because that offensive lineman was nothing.
Yes.
And I was walking away, and the previous play they had just thrown over my head to their center, and as I was walking away, I heard them say same thing, and I was like, you can't. So I was trying to signal Avon, so I was patting my hip. I was like, Avon, stay on my hip, right, to cover. He didn't hear me, and I turned. I was like, Landon, cover up, and neither one of them heard me. So I was like, I'm gonna have, you know what, like, you want something done right, you must do it yourself. I think is what Napoleon said. So I 2-step blitz and then dropped, and that dude threw it, and I just saw the horror in his eyes as he realized what was happening. He was like, no, and I said, and I put up one hand and knocked it back down and grabbed that.
Yeah.
And then I ran and I made it probably 2 steps before I got tackled. I'm not fast. I don't have the 3 gears that Jacob has. I have like fast walk, and then that's where we're maxing.
Yeah.
So, but I did get the interception, got a couple of tackles for loss, a couple of sacks. Like you said, there's a couple that got away from me that I should have had in the backfield that I missed.
It was week one.
It was week one,
After
knocking off the rust. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're back. We won that
We're
one
still back.
25-6, 26-6?
25-6.
25-6.
19. We didn't get to play the last 2 minutes because if you're up by 19 or more with 2 minutes to go, they called
Game's
the game.
over, yeah.
So we literally scored, and they were like, "All right, that's game.
It's the game.
And we're like, "Heck yeah!"
So we were like,
win
let's get out of here
number
with dub.
Shout out. What was
W.
this team? This was shout out the Trenches. That was the team that we beat.
Which
We
is
get to play them.
hilarious because their trenches were terrible.
Yeah, we also get to play them again as our last regular season game. We're playing Chops tonight.
Playing Chops. So we'll see.
Chops.
We'll see how Chops goes in a little bit here. Excuse me. But yeah, hopefully we will be able to take them out as well. In addition to the intramural flag football team, I have also joined an intramural co-ed soccer team, and we play Wednesday nights, which has been interesting.
Yeah.
I don't play soccer. I haven't played soccer since I was probably about 12. My sister always played soccer. I played it growing up. I learned to walk on the soccer field, but I never really stuck with it after probably about 11, 12. And so so it's weird kind of getting back into it. I figured out that I'm about where I left off, like I have my side of the field on defense. I cover it. Nobody gets by me for about 10 minutes. I get tired. They pull me, and then that's it. That's my contribution to the team, and that's all it needs to be. I don't need to be the guy out there because I'm not. I'm terrible. So it's like just put me here for 10 minutes and then pull me. That's all I'm asking for. And so that's usually what happens.
I would never play soccer.
Well, the crazy thing is so I get pulled after my 10 minutes, and Kyle's the name of my coach, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna try and get you back in there, Tyler." No, you're not. No, you're not. Let's be honest with ourselves. No, you're not. And I'm okay with that. I don't want to play. Like, we want to win. Don't play me.
Exactly.
So I'm sitting there, and I've kind of checked out of the game because I know I'm not going back in. And all of a sudden, our goalkeeper is standing there, and he's like, "Ayo, send Tyler in, because we subbed out one of the defensemen." And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, because he had just subbed in this guy Casey, and I'm like, no, go with Casey. Casey, Casey's fast, and Kyle's like, no, he's got wheels. I want him in there, and I'm like, yeah. Like I don't need to be in there. Send him in there. I'm tired. And then all of a sudden, our goalie goes, no, send Tyler in. I need a sub, and I was like, what? I don't know about that one. So I go in. I didn't have another shirt, so I had to switch shirts with this dude, grab the shirt, get the gloves on, and I'm standing there, and I was like, so now I'm standing there, I'm in goal, and I'm looking behind, because I played a little goalkeeper when I was younger, but I'm looking around, I'm like, this goal's a lot bigger than I remember. And so I'm standing there, and I'm waiting. The first one comes at me, and I'm kind of like, doing one of these, right? Just crossed it.
Yeah.
I was up here, and it just went over there, and I was like, ooh, that's a rough look. And the guy in front of me was like, Tyler, when they get there, you got to run up and meet them. And I'm like, okay. So the next guy comes in, I run up, I'm like, right, like that. And I scoop that thing. I'm like, bam, mine, right? I block it. And the guy was like, hey, you blocked that, but what you really should do is like just go, like tackle him, like go out there and get it. You shouldn't have told me that. That's a terrible thing to tell me. I'm A, an idiot, and B, have absolutely no care, as we've shown from the back injury this summer, no care for safety and well-being. So the third guy comes up, and he's flying. I mean, I defense, because we had everybody on offense at this point, because we need to score. We were down like 5-0 when I went in.
Yeah.
And so I get up there, and I come flying up out of the goal, and I made a business decision, and I just tucked and ducked and then cross-bodied him. And so I was like, I figure I can't jump at his upper body and like just take him out, and that'd probably be a foul.
Probably.
So I dove at his feet, and I was like, full ankle biter, just right, dove in there, and blocked the shot. However, the shot blocked off of my eye and the side of my face, and it wasn't until the next morning I realized it, but I had quite a little black eye going there. So that didn't feel particularly nice. But what felt even worse was when I dove, the guy was running full speed, and he was going, and he went full toe right into my calf at full speed. Still a little sore, I'm not going to lie. That bruised, I was limping for the rest of the day. That hurt. So I get up, and the shot had rebounded at this point. So I'm running over. I'm like, and I dive over here, right?
Yeah.
I missed that dive. I'm not going to lie. I'm not fast enough. I'm slow. And so that shot goes in. So I turn, and I apologize to the sideline. I'm like, hey, that's on me. And they're like, no, like, that was awesome. I get off. And they're like, that was awesome, man. So I think I might have accidentally won myself the starting goalkeeper job in a competition I didn't even know existed. That's what I'm saying. He was like, I think Tyler should start in goal. I was like, Brenner, I don't know about that one. I think it should be you. I think you got this under control. And he's like, no, man, that's all you. I'm like, is it though? Is it really? I don't think it is. So we're going to see tomorrow night what happens. There's been no word. I'm hoping Kyle comes to his senses and puts Brenner back in there and not me, because I'm terrible. But we'll find out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anything else you want to talk about with intramurals or anything like that?
I hope we win tonight.
We will win tonight.
Yeah.
The question is, Jacob,
curious.
how many touchdowns are you scoring tonight?
Well, being that
7?
my total is 1, it's
probably 8
in 6 games.
So 8. He's scoring 8 touchdowns tonight. The last thing I want to touch on is Jacob looked at the stats, and apparently intramural, you can see if you have a plus or minus box score, like whether or not you add to the team or take away from the team.
Yeah.
And we discovered that every single person up here has a negative box score,
except for Where
He's
do
got to
I
find it
info?
now. It's tough.
What? Where'd it go? Oh, wait, here we go. Stats. Hold on.
Hold on, we run out of time.
Now you're at negative. You're at negative 17%.
Darn. It's the goaltending.
Probably.
So now everybody has a negative score.
Probably, yeah.
Shout out to Kali TV. All negative scores. But we've got some positive things to talk about in the last block. We will be right back after this.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
Got a computer issue? Meet AB Computers, Stillwater's trusted experts in computer repairs. We understand how important your devices are to you. That's why we offer fast turnaround times, so you're never disconnected for long.
Hello, my name is Roger Smith. I'm the owner of AB Computers here in Stillwater. I offer excellent services for repairs, upgrades, custom build of systems. I do Mac and PC repair. I've got best prices on pretty much everything you can look for.
We service all types of computers, from PCs and gaming rigs to tablets and everything in between. Whatever your tech needs, AB Computers is your one-stop solution. Whether it's a locked screen, a sluggish system, or any other tech trouble, AB Computers has you covered. Visit us at 211 North Perkins Road, Suite number 10, right next to Walmart. Our new location offers easy access and plenty of parking, making it more convenient than ever to get the expert help you need.
Welcome back into the final segment of this episode of the Equipment Room Exchange. Jacob and I were just comparing some numbers. I believe Jacob and Mr. Zach Berger of Man Listen are now the highest ranked out of us with -7, you said?
Yes,
-7%.
I'm still looking. I'm still looking at some of our other fellow teammates.
Now, is Los the highest?
I think so, yeah, by a wide margin.
By a wide margin, recent Oklahoma State University graduate Carlos Cortez has had a negative impact on every team he's been on with -124%.
We have a new
Shout
leader.
out Carlos. Oh, we do.
The leader,
Who is it?
right now, as I'm looking through it, Peyton Little.
Oh, Mr. Little.
2%.
+2. There you
effect.
go. Well
And
done,
his-
Peyton.
Shout out Peyton for
Shout out
being
Peyton,
that.
indeed. It was. That man put up like 3 touchdowns? Two touchdowns.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. What does Avon have? Avon's at -4.
-4. There you go, Avon.
Right.
There you go.
And then Devon's the last one I don't think I've looked at yet. Devon.
I guess they're just not counting defensive stats.
Devon, -7. So me, Zach, and Devon are all -7.
And I'm at -17.
You're at -17. Peyton's at 2. Avon's at -4. So shout out all of us. Not super bad, but apparently we all have a negative effect on all of our teams, which is kind of crazy because I disagree.
I'm so glad you said the word bad there because, Jacob, you're not really known to say any bad words, but you're known to say the word bad.
That's crazy.
But it was
That's a
crazy
crazy
because
pull.
there was if I remember correctly, maybe it was the spidey senses are tingling. Last Friday, I think it was.
Friday?
Maybe
Was it
it was
Friday?
Was it Friday?
I don't remember.
Before that, whenever the OSU basketball schedule was released,
I don't remember.
You did a segment for the
I
Daily
did.
O, but if memory serves correctly, you had some trouble.
I did. I
Roll
always
that
had
clip,
some
please.
trouble.
Thanks for that, Zach.
We switch it out for quacks.
Thanks for that, Zach. I already messed up. As the Steve Lutz era begins. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on in. So, I turned the wrong way. So, I messed up. Okay, hold on. In Charleston, South Carolina. Now, 3-game slut for the frick. I said slut, not. So stay tuned for that. After that, that's all I got. I messed up the closing. Back to you, Zach. Resume their season after Christmas. It'll be all conference games from there on out. The conference slate and then times and networks for all of your Oklahoma State basketball games will be released later on. So stay tuned for that. But that's all I got. Back to you, Zach.
Tyler's getting a kick out of this. You were the one that made it, right?
I did.
Or
Well, no,
was it
Zach made the original video. He cut it up for me, and he did the 2 kind of deep fries on the audio, and then he sent it over to me, and I was like, can I run this? And I was told if I bleep it out, I can run it. So I bleeped it out. Oh, my God, that was beautiful. So, Jacob, a man who never really swears ever, 7 times in a 45-second video. That's tough.
Okay, all right. It was longer. It was more clips than that, all right? We're going to forget the fact that it took me 2.5 minutes to get through all of that. And I had like 8 or 9 takes because I was terrible because it was my first time really being in front of a green screen like that. And I just had so much to say. But I was trying to say it all very quickly, and then I would get frustrated when I messed up.
I love when it goes from the double one where you were like, bleep, 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 and then it's like bleeps, bleep, and then continues, and then you're like, frick, I said. It's
it was
so
really
beautiful.
Frustrating. It was really frustrating.
Oh, shout out Steve Lutz.
That was my best one too. And then I said, can I say that? Can we
get a fact check on that? Are we allowed to?
Well, I mean, like unbleeped. Like, I guess
it
I
wasn't
didn't say
bleeped.
It. That's true,
I was told I didn't
true.
have to bleep that
That's
one.
true. I was trying to say slate, and I said slut instead. And that was really frustrating because that was
Heinous
my best
activity.
Run. That was my
Unholy.
best run. And I messed
Unholy.
up, and I was frustrated. I was a little angry.
Do you kiss your mother with that mouth, Jacob?
I don't. I don't kiss my mother. So no, I don't.
Does not love his mother. Canceled.
I'm getting canceled off camera. All right, well,
canceled.
That's it for me, guys. I hope Tyler.
But that does
I hope
bring
you
us.
find
Hey,
find new host.
No, you can sit back down. There you go.
All right,
no,
I'm
you're
getting-
trapped. There you go.
Okay.
Had to stop him.
I'm still here, guys.
That does bring us to our next point, which is there's been some discussion about what to call the student section for basketball game.
Okay.
For a basketball game, and I think that is the you've given me an idea. Steve Lutz, S. Lutz, students, S. Lutz, students, Lutz, sluts. There you go. We've solved it. We've broken the code.
I mean,
you're welcome, OSU.
we're college, so it's probably not going to be difficult for that to catch on. So
why is that, Jacob?
Because we're in college, and people will think college kids will be like, haha, it's funny.
Funny word.
Slut. Let's call ourselves the sluts. Woo. And
well, moving on. Now that we've gotten that out of the way,
and then it'll be funny because we'll be like 5 and 25, and we'll be like, yay, we're the sluts, hooray!
A lot of positivity over there.
Shut up, basketball.
Moving it forward into some other sports, cowboy football, to say the least.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that.
I want to talk about it really
All right,
quickly.
you have fun with that.
Good start to the season, 3-0. Obviously struggled against Utah. The main thing that I just want to point out is I think the team's going to be fine. The team itself is going to be fine. We struggled on offense.
Yes.
Offensively, it was a terrible day.
Yes.
And I think if we just fire Casey Dunn and pick up somebody competent, I think we'll be okay. And that's what I'm saying. Jacob, do you agree or do you disagree?
People, and I've seen this on social media too, people expect something like this to happen. It's not going to happen.
I know it's not going to happen. I'm just throwing it out
the rest
there.
of the season.
I know.
Listen, it's been thrown out. Everyone wants
A guy
to do
can hope,
that.
though. A guy can hope.
Everyone wants that to happen. I want it to happen too. I've seen my fair share of bad offensive coordinators. I don't think our one that wears the cowboy orange is very good. It's not going to happen. If it was going to happen, it would have happened after 2022. It would have happened last year after we lost South Alabama. It would have happened, it would have happened already. It's not going to happen. The only way it's going to happen is if we have record bad offensive numbers, like Iowa level offensive numbers, and we go like 4-8, which means that Mike Gundy's winning streak of having seasons over 500 will have to end, and a whole bunch of other streaks are going to have to end.
And those won't happen.
Is not going to happen.
Gundy won't let it. He'll take over the offense first.
It's not going to happen. I mean, at the end of the day, my thing was a lot of what I thought was going to happen has happened.
It's true.
I thought that our offensive line was higher rated than it necessarily was supposed to be. I thought, once defenses stack the box, which is what they've been doing, which is actually crazy because apparently we're not even the top 20 teams that people stack the box up against.
That's wild.
So our run game is that bad. I said the season was going to live and die by the arm of Alan Bowman. If he was going to be a really good quarterback, we're going to go far. If he was going to be mediocre, then we weren't going to go far. And so that's where I'm at. I'm thinking 8-4. I don't really expect us to go on the road and win. I think we should run out our home games. I don't expect us to go win on the road this weekend. I don't expect us to go win on the road against BYU. We're probably going to lose another game in Texas.
Well, before Jacob's blood pressure gets too high, I would say that's an accurate kind of depiction of the look of the rest of the season. But that'll kind of wrap it up for us on Cowboy athletics for the moment. Ooh, the last thing actually that I want to say, David Taylor, I love you. First of all, Magic Man, I love you. And I am so excited. Watching David Taylor wrestle in the Cowboy wrestling uniform was one of the weirdest experiences for me. Seeing him throw a Go Pokes up on the field on Saturday might have been an out-of-body experience, though. That was crazy. But I'm very excited for the wrestling season to start. So, as everyone knows, the only sport here that I'm emotionally attached to is Cowboy wrestling. So, while football lost on Saturday, it's not that I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
you expect.
That's what I'm kind of at right now. Everyone gets so angry
but
about
wrestling.
losses.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited.
I'm very excited.
Something that
I'm so very
hope.
excited.
And once at one point,
and something that's also epic.
Yeah, it's also awesome.
It is awesome. We love Cowboy wrestling here. Big Cowboy wrestling advocates here. Big wrestling in general advocates here. So with that, I think we've kind of hit the marks on just about everything we wanted to catch the viewers up on. The one thing I think we do need to mention still.
What? I don't know.
Is it time for our weekly show shout out?
Weekly show shout out?
Remember, we got to shout out the shows
Yes,
because Market Mania.
Shout out Market Mania.
Has a couple episodes out already and is going to have an episode that's out right now that you over there were out on.
Yeah, that
Jacob, what happened?
That was a fun show. I'm just terrible at game shows. I think we figured that out last year, and I just got lucky. Even though I totally beat Zach one-on-one easily, with no special rules or anything.
Nothing like that.
Hi, Zach. But yeah, I think Zach just got lucky this past time. I don't think he actually beat me. It was all in his head. I think I actually won.
Gaslight him. That's what I like to hear. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. That's what we do here at
Zach's
ERE.
gonna yell at me after the show's done.
Probably.
But yeah, I'm just not that good at game shows, and avenge me.
I will do my best. The episode coming out, I believe, on Monday?
Yeah.
Yes, next Monday. Are the guests revealed yet?
Should we reveal them?
No, you can. Do you want to reveal it?
We can reveal them live on air, or we could have Market Mania host Peyton Little come reveal them live on air.
It's a fun fact. I confirmed more guests last night.
Let's get our confirmation in there.
Breaking news.
So we have the one shot.
Not one, but 2 OSU athletics people coming in. Yeah,
really?
How about that?
Interesting.
So, first episode on Monday next week. Hudson Cock versus West Paul. Battle of the Punters.
Oh, snap.
Great
Oh,
episode.
snap.
Heck yeah.
Friend of the show, Hudson Cock, I might add.
But I confirmed this one last night. You guys like Snoop Dogg?
I like Snoop Dogg.
Because the 2 equestrian Snoop Dogg girls are coming on Market
Oh,
Mania.
snap. Let's go.
Very soon. So, look forward to those
That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. Hey, thank you.
Market Mania.
Thank you, Market Mania.
Shout out to
them.
Torben Time. He's awesome.
Shout out to Torben Time indeed. Next up, let's shout out Man Listen real quick. Man Listen has done a couple of great episodes as well as a couple of great interview episodes. Zach actually solo conducted one as Steve was out sick with JC Hoyt.
That was pretty awesome.
That was epic.
Pretty
it was
awesome.
a great
Pretty fire.
interview. And I believe there's a little moment on there where JC Hoyt kind of showed her hand in the recruiting department.
Yeah, almost broke news on our big recruit live on Man Listen.
A 4-star from Florida. Shout out JC Hoyt, shout out Cowgirl basketball. Yes, Joe Girardi's daughter.
Yeah,
yes,
his daughter.
Yes, you are correct there. So we got that, and then let's also go ahead and let's shout out The Juice with John Orange. I don't believe any episodes are out yet, but they should be coming out soon. And then finally, obviously, we have our own show and we have the Daily O. But also, I'd like to announce that this year, if you are looking for where to go with your political coverage, Ocali TV has a presidential election show this year. It'll be hosted by myself, our political anchor, as well as one more who I won't reveal just yet. But that'll be going live after the Daily O and running until midnight.
Heck yeah.
Now, there's one more show. And in the last minute, I'd like to take this moment to talk about that show. Because
I think we're on the same page.
We're on the same page?
Probably.
Yes, please.
Okay. Is it a new show, new sports show?
It is not. It is not. It is one of my favorite shows on the network. It's The Walkthrough with Landon Green and Devin Bloomer. Now, the reason I wanted to single this out is because they have just... Has it been released yet? Has not been released yet, but there's a special episode coming out next week? This week. Ladies and gentlemen, it's The Freak Off. It's The Freak Show. There's been some crazy things going down in the news with Diddy and with other celebrities as well as people on TikTok, and there was some analysis put into who is the freakiest. So if that's what you want to learn about, The Walkthrough is the show for you. But also if you're just looking for some entertainment to get you started on your day, The Walkthrough is a great show to do that. After that, I think that's all we've got for this episode.
I've got one more show to shout out. Shout out a new sports show called We Know Ball, because they don't actually know ball.
They have no clue about ball.
Yeah.
But that's it for today. That'll wrap it up here. Until next time, go Pokes.
Go Pokes. Woo!
Thank you for coming to Stay and Play Pet Resort. This is where we can board your pet at any time for your convenience and make them feel at home. We have 5 different kennels for your pet. We have luxury suites that come with TV, camera, fireplace, and the webcam is at your free. We have Kitty City where you can board your cat for multiple different prices. Stay and Play Pet Resort offers a free chauffeur service. If you go to Baker Animal Clinic, you can drop your pet off anywhere between 7:30 a.m. and no later than 8 a.m. Stay and Play Pet Resort offers a game day sports package. For $37, you can drop your dog off during the game day as early as 7:30 in the morning. Policy states you do not have to pick up your pet up until 1 hour after the game. At Stay and Play Pet Resort, we thrive to treat your best and give them the best at-home feeling.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alva when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.